Alright, this is our review for A Haunting in Venice. Rat Mommies and Daddies. Sorry, this is our first time.
No.
So,
Rat Mommies and Daddies. I guess that's what we're calling our fan base now.
Yeah, that's you guys. But anyway, this
Y'all.
is our review for A Haunting in Venice. So, first thoughts, it was pretty good mystery. They played into horror elements a little bit. We'll talk about that a bit more. But, yeah, it was overall pretty good.
I don't know. Because I did not go into it knowing absolutely... I didn't know anything. So, coming out of it, it was good on a mystery movie standpoint. But if it was trying to be a horror movie, I don't really know. It wasn't really a great horror movie, but...
So, themes is the first thing we're going to talk about. So it had the mystery and the horror elements, because it's a haunting in Venice. They're trying to make it a little bit scary. I thought the mystery worked a lot better than the horror, which was okay. It's good for... It wasn't a good horror movie. It was a good mystery movie.
Yeah, and even the horror elements that it did have were taken away. Like, the suspense of the mystery of the horror was taken away by the end of the movie. We'll talk about that later in the spoiler section, but it was completely just like the wind that the horror element had was just cut down immediately.
Oh yeah, if you want to see the spoiler part, go to this time frame. But anyway, what were your thoughts on the characters?
Good. I thought the characters were the best part of the movie. They... what's the word for it? So, they had a mission, and you can tell every character in the movie wanted to accomplish something. And as an actor, I've been taught that when playing a character, you always have to keep in mind your goal. What is your end goal? And I feel every character in the movie had an end goal that they were trying to accomplish that eventually went towards the end of the movie. And obviously the main detective guy.
Poirot. He's super cool.
Yeah, he's awesome. But he even had, not even the biggest play into the end of the movie, the whole outcome.
Yeah, I thought they were all really cool. The doctor was cool. He was a good character. The, Poirot himself was awesome. The lady who was arranging the whole seance thing was really cool. Well, not a good person, right, really, but...
I mean, none of them were really great people.
Yeah, but that's a good thing.
All of their backstories, too, were very well written, leading into either the end or the current state of the movie.
Yeah, but anyways, the cinematography was a real highlight. It looked really good. The whole setting of Venice on Halloween was actually quite creepy, quite creepier than the actual movie itself, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it was
for sure.
I really liked it. I really liked how it was filmed. There are some shots where it's a little sideways. Those, I always have to tilt my head, but, those are cool.
Mm-hmm. And as the movie progresses, it gets just weirder. The movie starts off with very flat, normal cinematography, but later you get trippier camera angles where it's POVs and imperfect angles, like he was saying, where you had to tilt your head. But the POVs were also really good.
Yeah, there's this one part, they go into a basement. I'm not going to spoil much, but it's super cool because it gets claustrophobic almost. It's weird because the POVs, and then it's on his head, tracking it.
Yeah, and you can feel what he's seeing. You can feel what he's feeling. in that moment. It looks like the an analog horror kind of thing.
Yeah. Now we'll get into spoilers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So basically, at the end of the movie, we find out the killer, who is the mother of this girl that was killed exactly a year ago. So she poisoned her, kind of on accident, kind of not. But then she framed this whole thing and made it a whole ordeal, which was crazy.
Yeah.
And which
in the cinematography part, he was poisoned by the honey because she didn't want, or the mom didn't want the detective figuring out what she had done, right? So she poisoned him. He saw through it because he's a great character, right? But he saw right through it. And that's what made, that's what made the cinematography so trippy in like a quarter, like 2 or 3 quarters, no, 1 or 2 quarters of the movie, I would say.
That's when it starts getting good. Too.
Yeah. And that's also leads into the horror element, is once you figure out that it's poison, then it just kind of takes all of the wind out of
the horror itself. Which
right.
We need to talk about the horror elements of it. It was mostly cheap jump scares. There's 2 scares in it that worked for me. All the others are just really terrible jumps, like fake scares mostly.
Yeah, they just come out of nowhere and they don't lead to anything.
Yeah.
So they're just pointless.
Like the typewriter.
Right. And then the chandelier falling.
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere.
Which I like a jump scare with build up. Because that's a scary part.
And then you can see where it comes from, but...
Yeah. But there are 2 that are really good. One, he's in the bathroom. That has build up. It's good. One at the end, which, spoilers, there might actually be a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
That saves, or not saves, but gets revenge.
Yeah. So the daughter of the mom gets killed at the end by the ghost. She could have just slipped, and it could have been just the end of the poison.
Or the daughter kills the mom.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know. Maybe that's what I said. but the mom slips off of the railing. Slips, right.
It could be.
It could have been a ghost that...
We see the ghost.
Right, we see the ghost that pulls the mom. But it also could have been just the ending of the effects of the poison.
Yeah.
Of the detective.
But that's the fun of it. We won't know.
Right.
It keeps you wondering after the movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into a rating. So, the themes,
characters.
Horror, I'd give it like, how are we rating this? 1 out of 10? 1 out of 5?
Oh, we can edit this out. So
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I say 1 out of 3, but because
1 out of 3?
Because we can just give all of them like a point. Rating.
Okay. So. Actually, I don't like 1 out of 3.
1 out of 3.
Weird. I say 1 out of 5.
1 out of 5. Then we have an uneven, like if we have 3 topics.
Oh.
Or we could just do a 1 through.
That's not our overall. Overall, we'll give it like a percentage or something.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. We can give it a percentage based on our...
Yeah. I'd give horror like 20-30%. I don't think it was that
it was not scary.
The parts
right?
that were good were really good.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it. And it has a creepy atmosphere.
Yeah, it wasn't scary. It was just like
eerie,
right. The atmosphere was weird. It was suspenseful.
Yeah.
Right. The creepiness made it suspenseful. The ghosts made it suspenseful, but it wasn't scary per se.
Which suspense in the film, I'd give it like 70%. What do you think?
Yeah. Suspense was crazy because along with the ghost, it was good, but it was way better, right? It was way better without the ghost there. It could have been done without the haunting element. I think I would have liked it more without.
Yeah.
Or could have just been done without the major reality of it. And they could have just made it a pure horror movie.
Either make it a horror or which it is a mystery. And I like that they're going into horror elements, but it's just not good enough. Horror.
It would have been better as a pure horror movie or a pure mystery movie.
Yeah.
But the suspense was really good. Yeah. It was, suspenseful.
For, like, comedy, I'd give it a 0. It was not funny at all.
No. Well, the kid was kind of funny in some of those parts.
And
then the bird in that one part. The bird, dude. I think the chandelier or something. No, it was the possession part where this girl was getting possessed, remember?
Yeah, possessed.
And then the bird, after it was all done, was like, oh, crap, you know?
Yeah, it's just kind of funny.
Yeah, the bird was funny, but other than that, there was it wasn't trying to be a comedy.
5% out of it.
Right, it wasn't trying to be a comedy.
Drama was really great, 90.
Well, because a lot of the characters have a clear, like, bias against other characters.
Yeah.
Like the doctor and the husband of the wife, they just don't like each other. Mm-hmm. I don't think you figure out why, but he just drops... He just drops little lines that you're just like, I don't like this guy, I never have, you know?
Yeah. And then, I think that's all the themes, kind of.
Yeah.
We could go over. Mm-hmm. So, my overall would be a 83.725.
725.
What is your final?
I would give it a flat 77. 77, yeah. I give it a 77%.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best movie I've seen all year.
No.
But
we'll talk about that.
We will talk. Eventually, you will see the best movie I've seen all year. But I don't think it was the best movie I've seen all year. It was good. It was really good.
It was.
There were some things in it that did... lay on its lower rating, but
overall, great movie. I'd recommend you go watch it in theaters, get it on DVD, whatever. I think it's good, especially if you like mystery.
Does anyone use DVDs anymore?
Yes. Who doesn't?
I like DVDs, but I don't think.
Or watch it on streaming or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Watch it on Netflix or wherever it is. And if you like horror specifically, if you want to watch it specifically for horror, I probably wouldn't.
Right, yeah. If it's labeled as a horror movie, it's not. It's like there's cheap jump scares, but it's more suspenseful or mysterious.
Yeah, well, anyway, that's our review for A Haunting in Venice. Film. Goodbye, Rat Mommies
and Daddies.